everybody, and welcome to Baking and Pastry BKP 119. Today we're going to be talking about creme brulees, and it's a very, very popular custard dessert here in Myrtle Beach as well as all over the US. However, I'm going to go through the process of showing you the best way to make it the best product you can. And it first starts with making the actual batter itself. We've got our milk here on the stove. Get that good and hot, and we're going to take half the sugar and dissolve it inside of that hot milk. We're going to take the other half, put it into a bowl, and along with our vanilla and our egg yolks, we're going to get that together and give it a stir. And already that sugar and milk have come to a boil. We're going to whisk this together. Now you want to whisk that sugar with the eggs very, very quickly, or else it'll clump, plus it'll cook the egg yolks itself. So one of the biggest things that I see in the industry is when they make creme brulee, first off they make it in those thin dishes. I'm going to show you how to bake it in a thicker dish like they do in Europe, as well as the fact that they make it 24 hours in advance. So today we're going to be making the batter, then we're going to let it sit for about 24 hours in the fridge, and then we'll come back to it and the air bubbles will settle. So we're going to temper in, once again tempering that hot liquid into the cold, or in this case our cold eggs. We don't want to scramble them. Once that's in there, you'll notice that all the sugar is dissolved, and then we're going to add our cream. And you'll see all those bubbles. The bubbles will actually, if I was to bake this batter right now in the oven using the water bath, all those bubbles that you see on the surface right there would actually be baked into the top of the custard. So we want to get rid of those. So we're going to put this in the fridge for about 24 hours, and when we come back, we'll show you how to bake it. Alright, so welcome back. It's been 24 hours. We have our cold, matured, and I use the word matured because it's had a chance to get all those vanilla flavors through there, and we're going to pour this into our ramekins. Now, you have different ramekins at home depending on the sizes. I usually go between a 2.5 to 3 ounce, 4 max, but typically, and you'll notice that they're deeper, they're not those shallow ones that you see in a lot of restaurants. So we're going to pour our batter into here. We're going to pour it in equally for the 4 portions. This batter does make 4 portions of creme brulee. And we have a preheated oven. You can hear it right there. It is set at 300 degrees. And I'm going to go ahead and pour in some hot water out of the sink till it's about halfway up. And then we'll go ahead and place these in the oven, and we're going to bake them until they get a little jiggly. And I'll show you about that time frame, but you're looking at about 60 minutes to start, and then we'll check, and then every 10 minutes after that we'll continue to check. Alright guys, so welcome back. We are going to come in and check our creme brulees. And what we're looking for is a very specific texture. You'll notice it has a little bit of like a jello jiggler jiggle, which is good. That's what we're looking for. That was about 85 minutes in the home oven. And it seemed to work out really, really well. So it is possible for you to do this at home. And you can let those cool down in the water. That way they don't shock and divot. Just leave them in your water for about 10 to 15 minutes or longer. It's fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to transfer these to the fridge after they're nice and cool. And then we'll come back tomorrow and take a look at the actual temperature. And you'll notice that there's no color on this, which is what we want. No color at all. Nice and clean, and has that nice little jello jiggler jiggle. That's what we're looking for, alright? So I'll see you tomorrow with the final part. Alright, so welcome back. We have our creme brulees. They're out of the fridge, and they've sat overnight, and they're nice and cold and firm to the touch. However, the next process is what's going to make this good. So we have some sugar in the raw here, and we're going to take about a teaspoon of sugar in the raw and sprinkle it on top. And we're going to rub that in with your finger. Now, if you don't have a blowtorch at home, that's fine. You can use your broiler sitting in the oven and set it as close to the broiler as possible. But you're putting just a thin layer of sugar on first, and we're gonna brulee that. These really are nice to have. You can pick one of these up at Walmart. And then you have another little half teaspoon of the sugar, and you'll rub that in to that surface, and you'll warm it up again. And so what you're doing is you're cooking on the layers of that sugar. Once you get that third layer on, this is where a lot of our local chefs and pastry chefs here aren't really taking the time to do this, and you'll see the result. It's amazing. So once that sugar cools down and hardens up, what you end up with is, and you can bring that camera a little closer so you can really hear that snap noise, and then you can see that sugar comes back. Now, by warming it up 3 times, remember the name is creme brulee, so that means burnt cream. It shouldn't be like a custard that's super thick. You shouldn't be able to cut it. It should be nice and smooth. You can see the consistency there. It's not scrambled. It's nice and clean. Make these at home. Have some fun with it. We'll see you soon.